Here's a video on subject-verb agreement. What it says is singular subjects take singular verbs and plural subjects take plural verbs. So most of the S verbs that end with an S are singular verbs. So verbs like is, was, has, walks, talks, these are all singular. Verb without an S are plural verbs. So if you have a plural subject, most of the times plural subjects end with an S, and plural verbs are without an S. So walk, talk, are, were, have become plural verbs. Okay, let's start with the first rule. And the first rule says and creates a compound subject. So in this example, if you have subject 1 and subject 2, this is a plural subject and you need a plural verb. So an office clerk and machinist were present but unhurt. Then the next rule, I'm going to skip this rule. You can probably pause the video and take a look. Rule 3 says that if you have two subjects separated with an or, the verb agrees with the subject closest to the verb. So if you have subject 1, subject 2, or subject 2, the verb agrees with the closest subject. So in this case, in the game of chess, capturing one knight or three pawns are plural. So you have yield as the verb, yield the same point value. Okay. Rule 4, pseudo compound subjects. Okay, so as well as along with, besides, as in addition and together with are immaterial, and they don't decide the verb. So in question number 4, a 17th century oil painting along with several antique vases, not important, restrictive clause. So a 17th century oil painting is singular. You have has been placed on the auction block. Okay, next rule, prepositional phrases. So you know prepositions are into, by, for, from. These are relationship words, as we saw in the video on passive speech. So the noun which is part of the prepositional phrase is not important as the subject. So in this question, question number 5, the purpose of the executive, administrative, and legislative branches of government, the purpose being a singular subject, you say is to provide a system of checks and balances. 5 is. Rule 6, there are, so in English we most of the times have this construction, a subject plus verb plus object. In this there are, here are type of construction. You have the verb first, and that verb is decided on the subject that follows. So in question number 6, you say here are the introduction and chapters 1 through 5. We saw that and creates a compound subject and it is plural. Question 7, there any squash courts available? Rule 7, when acting as subjects. Okay, so rule 7 says gerunds and infinitives. Gerunds and infinitives are singular subjects. Gerunds are basically ing form of the verb used as nouns. So when you say walking is a good exercise, walking becomes your gerund. And infinitives are again two form of the verbs which are used as nouns. So to err is human, to forgive divine. To forgive is divine. Okay, so to err is a singular subject and hence you have a singular verb is. To forgive is a singular subject and hence you have the singular verb is. And here again in cases of gerunds, you have walking is a good exercise. In question 8, entertaining multiple goals. Entertaining is a singular subject. You have makes a person life stressful. And then you have some indefinite pronouns. Anyone, anybody, anything, someone, somebody. So anything that ends in one body thing, these are singular. And then there are some indefinite pronouns such as both, few, many, several. These are plural, and there are few which can be plural and singular. You can go through this list by pausing the video. Let's try question 10. Few of the students, since few is a plural indefinite pronoun, you say few of the students are ready for the test. And here in some and none, the noun which is part of the prepositional phrase of the story decides the verb that follows. So you say some of the story of the story being singular, you say makes sense. Some of the comedians were hilarious. None of the candidates have any previous political experience. And the next is either or. Either and neither. Either and neither again are singular, either, neither singular. But in cases of either or and neither nor, neither subject 1 or subject 2, the verb agrees with the subject closest to the verb. So it is same as in the or case. Okay, I'm just going to orally do everything now. I'm not going to write because it's going to take time and the video is going to get long. So you say either John or Cecilia is qualified to act as manager. Neither management nor workers are satisfied with the new contract. And then collective nouns, example family, government, assembly, crew. These are all singular. And basically, if the collective noun refers to a group as a whole idea, then it is considered singular. If not, you use a plural verb. So in this case, our group is meeting at 6 p.m. and a group of latecomers were escorted to their seats. And the next rule is the number and a number. So the number is singular, a number is plural. So in question number 18, say the number of road accidents, since it is a singular subject, you say has decreased. A number of train accidents have occurred. Then percents or fractions is decided by the noun which is part of the prepositional phrase. So of here is the preposition and video gaming is a singular noun. So you say 50% of video game is having great reflexes. 2/3 of their classmates being uh, Plural, you say 2/3 of their classmates have wakeboards. And then measurements involving money, time, weight, volume, these are singular. So $10 is an average daily wage for many people in the developing world. This wraps up subject verb agreement. Thanks.